Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, the Ascors Down Under Graphics Midgets Series. We come to Kokomo Speedway. Brett Wheeler joined alongside Zach Newton. Zach, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. Been a couple of days since since Sunday night since we've been together, but glad to have you back here again.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be with you, Brett. Excited to watch some Tumble Bunny action here at Kokomo tonight. We had all the fendered cars and, of course, the modifieds on Sunday here at Kokomo. But these cars are really, I think, better suited to this track for sure.
Yeah, that indeed. They'll certainly see these drivers up on the wall. Qualifying, it's an open qualifying session. So one car at a time. Single car qualifying. JD Laird on the racetrack right now in car number 23 in the JDR Graphics Slick Sim Sports entry. Time to beat David Krikorian with a 12.924. Rusty Kruger, Mason Hannigan, both in the 12.9s. Reid Brosher with a 13.085. And we've still got plenty of cars left to come. Laird with a 13.351.
47 entries today, according to the info sheet they gave us as of 9:30 p.m. We've got Davey Scoville pulling on to take his time. It's the unit for Mayor Tim Hurst Enterprises B team entry, number 94. We'll see what he's got as he makes his way around to take the green flag. That's not the kind of start you want. Oh, boy.
Oh, these open wheel cars, they get a slight touch of the concrete wall on the outside. And, well, unfortunately for Davey Scoville in the number 94 machine, that's going to be his qualifying done. We see a Tinder car coming out from Queensland, Australia. The owner of Down Under Graphics for Slick Sim Sports in car number 9. It is Joel Berkeley. Joel Berkeley for Slick Sim Sports going to get the green flag. As again, very tight, very ambitious move there on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll have one more lap after this one to try and set that time sheet alight.
And the bigger cars, you can get down. There's that little berm there where the infield kind of juts out. In a bigger car, it's not a problem. You just bounce right over it. But in one of these Ascors midgets, if you hit that berm, you're getting pinballed around down there. As we see Berkeley come around to cross the line with a 12.963. That's good for fourth quick. Now on the track is Lewis Hewitt, one of our independent entries in that fairly unmarked vehicle. He's going to make his time here. And you've already seen a couple different lines. Some guys run in the top of the flat there where there's a little cushion forming. And then some guys are right up by the wall. And then, of course, you saw Berkeley right down around the tires there in the infield. Let's see what Hewitt's got. He's got a 12.9 for his first lap. Second lap is quick time, a 12.793. That'll move you to the top of the timesheet.
You might as well make it 3 Australians in a row right now on the racetrack right now in car number 07 for SM Sim Sports, the Salah Motorsports, MSP Shop Fittings, Oceanic Dirt Sim Events, BK Designs, Baldwin Family Racing entries to 07 of Brady Baldwin, 13.273, 13.273 on lap number 1. Lap number 2 for Brady Baldwin, wait for the time, it's a 12.969.
All right, Dustin Hall now making time in the 331 entry, sponsored by H&M Automotive and Doug Perry Towing, representing Bad Racing. He comes around at the close of his first lap. Let's see what he turns. That is a 14.214. Not going to do it, Brett. Let's see if he's got a little pickup here on lap number 2.
Yeah, he'll need a very big pickup here on lap number 2. Dustin Hall, second lap. No doubt it will look a whole lot quicker than a 14.2. It is a 13.381. A 13.381 for Dustin Hall is Cody Gray for Treath Tunes Motorsports in the JDR Graphics 04 machine. I've seen Cody Gray run quite a fair bit with the California Lightning Sprints Esports Series of winged and non-winged sprint cars and picked up a championship there. 13.134, 8th quick for Cody Gray. A 13.134 on lap number 1 as he crosses the start-finish line here for lap number 2. Will he improve on that? No, a little slow with a 13.258.
All right, and then here's Ryland Gray, the 06, sponsored by Gray Otter, Petrie Motorsports, Fadley Farms. Sean Frazier Designs, Kaiser Wheels, representing Jeremy Isabel Racing, Sim Sports, one of the Isabel stable of drivers. These guys know their way around these open wheel cars, and he turns a 13.162, good for 9th quick as he comes around down the back straightaway. He's got a good lap going for this second one. I think he's going to pick up a little bit of time here, right on that kind of middle cushion. Second lap is a little quicker. Doesn't move him up the time sheet, but a 13.153 for Ryland Gray.
I'll tell you what, this driver is going to be one to watch later on in the main event. In car number 41, it's Logan Ramsey. Logan Ramsey in car number 41, very handy. And a midget here on the racing.com service lap number 1 second quick with a 12.873. A 12.873 for Logan Ramsey. Enters high in turns 3, cuts down to the bottom out of turn 4. I think this might be a little slower, looks to be, and time coming through, it is a little slower, 12.921. Not all that much slower, I'm going to say.
The cut down line is interesting. I think he was pretty content with second quick that first lap. Decided to try something a little bit different, see what he could find running down the track there. With 12 qualifiers in the books, Lewis Hewitt still your top quick time with a 12.793. Logan Ramsey with a 12.87 in second. Dave Krikorian in third with a 12.92. Rusty Kruger with a 12.93 in fourth. And Mason Hannigan with a 12.95 in fifth. Colton Davis completes his first lap. That's going to be good for a 12.995, just under 13 there. Second lap a little slower, 13.332. He'll slot in at eighth quick.
Well, here comes another one of these Slick Sim Sports in the Tinder Machines in car number 25. In the JDR graphics entry, that's not that one. I'll get the right number on that one. What number is Mcswain driving here? It says 90R, the 91. So for Slick Sim Sports, Zach Mcswain. Lap number 1 going to be 13.837. That'll do it for him. He'll have to park it back onto the infield as Jimmy Mullis comes out onto the racetrack.
Jimmy Mullis in the 46th entry for SimSeat, Sunoco Racing, Richmond Raceway, JDR Graphics, and Coca-Cola Energy for RR Esports. That's a mouthful, let me tell you. We'll see what he's got as he takes the green flag down the back straightaway. Got a good lap cooking here, right through the middle of the racetrack, right across the tacky part of the track, and he comes to the start-finish line. That's good for 12 quick, a 13.226. Second lap seems a little faster already. He ran the high line through 1 and 2. Definitely did a better job. Might have pushed over the cushion there, but I think he got a good run off of 4. And a little slower, actually, a 13.321. So Mullis will slot in a little south of 10th.
Well, out rolls an absolute superstar here on the iRacing.com service for Down Under Graphics, Slick Sim Sports in car number 7. A driver, you say his name and you know just one way or another, he's going to be near the pointy end of the field. Hayden Cardwell on the racetrack right now to complete his second lap. He runs the very bottom in turns 3 and 4. Lap number 1 was no time, but second lap, oh man, that was close there. But Hayden Cardwell, he's going to stop in. I don't know where he stopped in. 12th.
Not his best lap there. We'll see if he can pick it up in the heat races. Paul Mancini making time now. Let me see if I can find him on my entry sheet. There it is, 69X Mancini Custom Homes, the Goon Squad Motorsports entry. We'll see what he's got as he comes around to complete what I believe is his first lap of qualifying. That's good for a 12.994. And he's going to park it with a 12.994. That's good for 8th quick.
Well, out comes Chase McDermott in caliber 44 Response Management Services, Envirofab, McDermott Plumbing, Mobile One, Valco Wheels entry. Chase McDermott on the racetrack, car number 40, lap number 1, 12th quick with a 13.139, a 13.139. Lap number 2 for McDermott is gonna be hopefully into the 12s. No, it's a 13.080.
That's good for 10th quick, though, and 10th quick is nothing to sneeze at with some of the talent we've got in this field. Ryan Bates pulls out onto the racetrack, gets the car under power. He is an independent driver, no sponsors, no team in the 76X entry. Let's see what he's got for some of these big names. A little loose off of turn 4. That's not going to do it.
Something different we're seeing here tonight. Normally, well, I want to say 90% of the leagues out there run a single car closed qualifying session, so all drivers just go out there pretty much at the same time. Well, they've got 2 minutes to do it, but something different as Bates clocks in with a 13.509. Single car qualifying, it almost sort of, you want to be, depending on where the track is, you almost be one of the first cars out on a little racetrack.
It definitely does help to go earlier because you're seeing a lot of guys do different things, and the track will start to slick over. You can already see where it's kind of getting dry there around the bottom, especially on the entrance to turn 1 as Alex Mccullum starts his qualifying run. You can see that there is some advantage as he gets up in the wall. That's not going to do it, and loops it in turn 1. and that'll do it for him.
Yeah, well, he's not going to get a time there on lap number 1, so he'll just go around just for one more time, try and clock in some sort of lap time, as again, wait for those times to come through down, and not going to be any time for Alex Mccullum. It's coming out onto the racetrack right now. It is Daniel Gow. Daniel Gow in, well, no number on the Daniel Gow entry. I don't even see him on the...
I don't see him on the sheet either. I was just looking for him.
Nope.
But, yeah. Oh, go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I'll say 10th quick for Daniel Gow at 13.052. Can he improve on lap number 2? A little quicker, 13.039.
Good top 10 qualifying effort for the mystery man. Here's a man who needs no introduction in the number 51 machine this evening. Driving for Swindle Speed Labs, Easy Go, Bell Helmets, and K1 Race Gear. That is the Swindle Speed Lab Esports entry of James Edens, one of our World Championship Dirt late model drivers. And he turns second quick with a 12.856. Drives hard down through turn 2. I think he got a little loose over there, but he managed to save it. Hard up the track in 3 and 4. Let's see if the slider line's got any juice for him. And he's going to take, a pretty good bit slower there for lap 2, but second quick's nothing to sneeze at.
As Michael Spengler makes his way out onto the circuit here in the Complete Automotive, Anderson Heating, Forest Lake Automotive Group, O'Reilly Auto Parts, FSSL Racing entry, 18th quick with a 13.281. A 13.281. By the time you get their sponsors out and their team names, man, they've almost pretty much completed a lap. But second lap going to be quicker, 16th quick with a 13.158.
It is a little bit tricky to get it all in for some of these guys, especially as Adam Elby takes the green flag for his qualifying run. It doesn't help that you got to find him on this sheet. And I do not see Adam. I could be overlooking him, but he comes around, finishes lap 1 of his time trial effort. Let's see where that puts him on the time chart. 13.067 for the driver representing, as Brett astutely points out, Swindle Speed Labs. Good for 12th quick. Comes around lap 2, maybe a little faster. It is up to 7th quick with a 12.953.
All right, just trying to find the next car out onto the speedway because we are starting to close us. Here we go, Cody Welker on screen right now. The JDR graphics entry and the Emig's 81 dyno, the number 22, Cody Welker, 13.450. 13.450. We'll see what he can do here on lap number 2. Can he improve on that 23rd qualifying effort? He does. He jumps to position 20 with a 13.322.
Next car onto the raceway is another driver that needs no introduction. This is Tyler Ducharme. Tyler Ducharme of the JDR Graphics Slick Sim Sport number 25. He is hard on the pedal off of turn 4. But you can see him down in the slick there. We're going to have to see if he's got that car set up to be able to drive off the corner. As you get to where it's already rubbered up around the bottom, he's committed to the low line. Let's see what he's got. Pushes a little bit on him off the exit of 4. That's a 13.311.
All right, Brian Leproud coming out onto the racetrack right now for Ledford Billiard Supply, Valvoline, JDR Graphics, and Lockdown Racing. Cut number 19 of Brian Leproud. Lap number 1 here at the Kokomo Speedway. Run number 2 of the Outscores down on the Graphics Thursday Night Thunder Series here at Kokomo. After opening up last week at Lernerville, Leproud 23rd quick with a 13.344, 13.344. It will not improve. It'll be a 13.388. So lap number 1 going to be quicker as Charlie Butcher on the racetrack right now, Zach.
Charlie Butcher in the DJ Safety JST Shocks GoPro Cameras JFM entry, driving for the B team. He's got it around the bottom, pushes up to the cushion there off of turn 4. Doesn't really run all the way up the racetrack. We'll see where that puts him as he takes the as he takes the white flag at 13.673. He's not going to do it, unfortunately. Good for 26 quick right now. He tries a little higher line through 3 and 4, dives down and cuts back up all the way across the front straightaway. Lap number 2, a 13.673.
All right, Stephen Moore on the racetrack right now for Unit for Mayor, Tanahurst Enterprises, the B team entry. Cut number 69 here as he's registered, and 69 on that race car, both the front, the nose, and the tail tank as Stephen Moore clocks in lap number 1 here at Kokomo, 26 quick, 13.437. They're chasing down Lewis Hewitt with a 12.793. A 12.793, but Stephen Moore improves with a 13.406. It's only time he improves on as Cole Cabry coming out onto the racetrack right now in Caliber 12.
Cole Cabry driving for Swindle Speed Lab Esports, one of the guys you see in almost every one of these big race series. He is definitely a kid on the way up for sure. His first lap is good for 12th quick, nearly a 13 flat, just a 1,000th off, and he's going to take that. So we got Alex Ruppert coming around to check in his time trial, and he is loose in 3 and 4, Brett.
Yeah, for Jardine Redota Trucking, Sipes Lawn Care, and Mafia Performance. Logan Ramsey Racing apparently in Caliber 5. It's Alex Rupert. Lap number 1 here at Kokomo for our scores. It's going to be 20th quick with a 13.222. A 13.222. Can he improve on this lap number 2? And I'm surprised more drivers aren't using the middle groove of the racetrack right above the slick line. That's what we've seen Lewis Hewitt do his time, but Rupert not going to improve on that time as well. Blake Cannon now onto the racetrack.
Another Swindle Speed Labs driver. This is the number 44 of Blake Cannon. He's also sponsored by Easy Go Bell Helmets and K1 Race Gear. He comes around to check in for time trials. Let's see what he's got with lap 1. That is good for 13th quick, a 13.024. Yeah, you wonder why, Brett, that a lot of guys aren't using this middle line. You know, the track is really flat until about halfway up, and I think right there at the bottom of the banking is where Hewitt found the push to get around here. Cannon, again, going to settle with a 13.024.
Well, another driver for Swindle Speed Lab, the K1 Race Gear, Bell Helmets, ML Performance entry. It is the 00 of Kendall Tucker. Kendall Tucker in the Swindle Speed Lab 00 machine, lap number 1. He runs the top into 1 and 2. He's going to go 14th quick. He won't get a time there on lap number 2 just due to the contact with the wall as Raleigh Emig in caliber 21 makes his way onto the speedway.
Riley Emig for Treeth Tons Motorsports, the JDR Graphics number 21 entry. He takes his first lap of qualifying. Comes around to get the green flag. He's got it hooked up. A lot of guys you see are kind of pushing. Well, there's a guy running. He kind of ran across the middle of the corner. Didn't really commit to the middle line all the way around. Does through 1 and 2, though. And that's going to be good for 13th quick, a 13.017 for Riley Emig, and he gets into the wall in 3 and 4. That'll be it for him.
William Yeager coming out onto the racetrack right now. The Complete Automotive, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Anderson Heating, Forest Lake Automotive Group, FSSL Racing, car number 48 entry of William Yeager. William Yeager, one of probably 3 or 4 drivers left to qualify here at Kokomo, and he's going to jump inside the top 20. It's 18th quick with a 13.084. A 13.084. Look at him dancing the wheels out of turn number 4 on the front straightaway. A little slower there on lap number 2 as Blake Nier makes his way onto the speedway.
See if we can find Blake on our information sheet. Driving for himself, Blake Nier Motorsports and Ricky Motorsports, the number 14 of Blake Nier, comes around to complete lap 1 here at Kokomo as time trials are dwindling down. 33rd quick, a 13.426 for Blake Nier. You can see he is all over the wheel trying to get this thing around here. This is not an easy place to get around. There are a lot of opportunities for you to make mistakes here. Second lap, 22nd quick.
All right, out of the racetrack in, registered for car number 76 in the D2 Race Designs Lee Thomas construction entry. That is Miles Jansen. Miles Jansen on the racetrack right now. Lap number 1 here at Kokomo, 28th quick. A 13.291. 13.291. As lap number 2 there for Miles Jansen. Quicker with a 13.233. And I believe that is 37 cars have taken to the racetrack. Alex Mccullum. Now, we've seen him early, didn't we? And he did not take a time.
I believe we did, and yes, I think he got a little hairy for him there, Brett.
All right, so that will wrap up the qualifying session. 37 cars in attendance here for round number 2 the Ascals Down Under Graphics Midget Series here tonight from the Kokomo Speedway. Before we take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid, officially let's take a look at your fastest qualifiers. Congratulations goes to Lewis Hewitt with a 12.793, and he's going to earn himself a 4th position in the opening heat. Now there'll be 3 heat races on the program for tonight. Before we move into, there'll be 3 heat races. 4-car inverts, 8 laps, top 5 transfer before we move into a C main and a B main. And then, of course, we'll have a warm-up session and then a 30-lap main event. Here we go, heat race number 1. Let's take a look with your invert, how they line up here with your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. Heat race number 1. Paul Mancini for Gwyn Squad Racing. Going to start on pole on the outside of the front row. Cut number 71 for Swindle. Speed lap, it's Adam Elby.
Inside of roll number 2, starting third, is David Krikorian, a California in the 66. To his outside, the man who set quick time tonight, Australia's Lewis Hewitt in the 3.
Out of position number 5 for Goon Squad Racing, that'll be Raleigh Emig on the inside of your third row. To his outside, position number 6, that'll be the 022 of Daniel Gow.
Inside of row number 4 is California's Reid Brosher in the 93. To his outside, representing our neighbors to the north, Canada, it's Blake Nier in the 14.
Alex Rupert in car number 05, going to start position number 9, and Tyler Ducharme in the 25, out of position number 10.
Row number 6 is Briar Leproud in the number 19. To his outside, Stephen Moore in California's 69. And just for fun, starting on the inside of row number 7, shotgun on the field is California's number 94, Davey Scoville.
All right, looking forward to heat race number 1 here. Top 5 transfer. Elby, he's got a very good shot at this one. Starting on the outside, that outside first, 3 rows on the outside are looking pretty good. Elby, Hewitt, and Gow. Here we go. 8 laps on the board, heat race number 1. Oh, Mancini's got on the gas very early. We're green flag action. Gow was caught slipping there a little bit. They go 3 wide down into turn number 1 and 2. Slide job by Emig as here comes Gow, but he's going to fall back as look at Ducharme on the inside in the number 25 machine.
Absolutely bonkers off the start. Mancini took off like a rocket ship. Adam Elby's just hoping to hang on. Lewis Hewitt, your fast qualifier tonight's got 3rd, and Tyler Ducharme is charging through the field. He's up to 4th, and probably not quite done yet. Alex Rupert holding down that last transfer spot, but Riley Emig is looking for room to work around him.
Yeah, Ducharme start at position number 10, and he's up to 4th, advancing 6 positions already there in the opening couple of laps. That's your battle for 4th and 5th on screen right now, but it's Paul Mancini out in front, leading from Adam Elby. A few car lengths back to Lewis Hewitt. Ducharme runs the bottom side. Here comes Emig. Riley Emig on the outside, and look at David Krikorian as well. Oh, Ducharme gets done. He checks up, and Emig and Krikorian, they nearly got into the back of him. Slide job by Krikorian.
Oh, no.
Ducharme comes through. We're about to go yellow, I think.
Oh, I believe we are going yellow. It's bedlam back there. Ducharme, Krikorian. I couldn't tell who all got swallowed up in that. It's unfortunate. Great racing. So we go to our Wicked Cushion instant replay.
All right, let's take a look exactly what happened. We sort of caught that live as it stood, but here we go. Let's slow it down for you. Right now, the driver on screen, Riley Emig, slides up in front of the 05. That is David Krikorian. In fact, that might be Rupert. In fact, it is in the 05. So that was Rupert who had nowhere to go. And the Ducharme comes through. And poor old Riley, let's go back to that one. Riley Emig and Rupert. Man, that's a tough ride for those guys. They were battling for a transfer position. And now they find themselves at the back of heat race number 1.
Well, you got to hope for their sakes that the cars aren't damaged. They were fast in the first part of this heat. Maybe they can get back up, get themselves a better starting spot as we get into alphabet soup later tonight.
All right, heat race number 1 set to resume. 5 down, 3 laps left to run. It's going to be a single file restart. We're back underway as Paul Mancini leads us off for turn number 4. Elby straight to the top side of the racetrack. Leaves the door open for Hewitt to come back up on the inside. They'll drag race down the back stretch. It's going to be Adam Elby moving back into 2nd position. Hewitt not giving up just yet, but Elby now closing in on your race leader. Paul Mancini down into 1 and 2.
Yeah, we've got a great battle here for 2nd. Adam Elby's doing everything he can to hold off Hewitt. Hewitt was fast in qualifying. He's fast in this heat race. Rupert and Ducharme back there in 4th and 5th. They're fighting for transfer spots. Mancini up front has looked borderline untouchable, though, and now that Elby's around the high side, he's got that thing hooked up.
Yeah, out of turn number 4 this time by. It's Paul Mancini to the stripe first. He will get the win. Checkered flag. Heat race number 1. Adam Elby going to come home second. Lewis Hewitt third. Alex Rupert scrambles back to 4th position, and Tyler Ducharme gets that 5th and final transfer spot. He'll go straight through to the main event. There is heat race number 1. Well done to the Goon Squad Racing 069 machine. Paul Mancini getting the win. Top 5 straight through to your A main. Everybody else to a C and a B. Heat race number 2. Let's take a look at how they line up here with your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. Colton Davis in caliber 27. You're going to start on pole. On the outside of the front row for down on the graphics and Slick Sim Sports, it's Joel Berkeley, position 2.
Inside row number 2 is the 5 of Swindle Speed Lab Esports entry Rusty Kruger. To his outside second quick this evening, the number 51 of James Edens.
Inside your 3rd row, another Speed Lab, Swindle Speed Lab driver in car 44. That'll be Blake Cannon, position 5. On his outside in caliber 40, that'll be Chase McDermott.
Inside row number 4 is the 04 machine of Cody Gray. To his outside, the number 30 of Michael Spengler.
5th row, position number 9. That's going to be the 46 of Jimmy Mullis. And on his outside in car 22, Cody Welker.
Inside of row number 6 is J.D. Laird in the 23. Outside of him, the 96 of Charlie Butcher and shotgun on the field. The 10 of Alex McCullum.
All right, here we go. Heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 is complete. Excuse me. Heat race number 2. Zach, I'll tell you what. I'll let you lead us to the green.
All right, they're under Colton Davis's decision. He gets a great start. Eden's sleeping a little bit, but he gets a good run off the cushion. They're going to battle into turn 1. Eden's looking to the high side, but nothing doing. Good block by the leader. They are 5 wide. Midget racing is absolutely bananas. Brett, thank you for bringing me along. Colton Davis is doing all he can up front. It's James Edens and Joel Berkeley side by side.
Yeah, Berkeley in the pink and white Tinder machine as here comes Edens, the purple and white Swindle Speed Lab 51 entry. He peaked to the inside. His little peak down there once again into turn number 3 and 4. Berkeley continues to have second. Then you go back to Cannon and Kruger. That's your top 5, but it's all Colton Davis out in front. Behind them is Berkeley. And then you got 3 Swindle Speed Lab drivers hot on the tail of your race leader and the guy sitting in second spot, Berkeley. But at the moment, it's all Colton Davis. Nice job by the driver, the number 27.
Joel Berkeley looking like a street stock guy that doesn't know anything about setups. He is toting the left front all the way around Kokomo Speedway. Hangs it out there into the loose stuff up top. We've got a yellow flag. Let's go to our Wicked Cushion instant replay here. See if we can see what brought out that caution. Great racing up front. And there we go. We've got, let's wait for it here. Looks like the number 23 machine, drove it in a little too deep, got on the stops and got collected by the 96.
And I believe there might have been something after that as well. Nope. That might have been the only part of the yellow. That was in fact Charlie Butcher getting into the side of J.D. Laird, and there it is. That's obviously what
got a little extracurricular back there.
Yeah. Look, official races this week. The midgets are here at Kokomo. It is so easy to drive up to the outside wall and so easy to spin it down on the bottom side. Here we go, we're back underway. Lap number 4 is complete. We start lap 5. Berkeley puts a slider there on Colton Davis. Davis works back to the inside. Berkeley, all sorts of trouble. He's got a real handful in that race car in the number 9 machine, but here he comes. James Edens in the 51. We go yellow, as this is Charlie Butcher.
Wicked Cushion instant replay takes us to Charlie Butcher there in the back of this heat race field. He is up on the high side there, and no. Looked like he was trying to avoid with the 45 there that got loose.
I think it might have been Kruger in that 5 machine. Yeah, it was.
The 5, excuse me. It's hard to see the numbers on these cars. They're small.
Yeah. Oh.
So Kruger gets a little loose, and
no, I was actually trying to slow that down, but I'm just going to say I got what we call fat finger syndrome and decided to hit the go back live button. So
It's what the kids call running out of talent, Brad. It happens to the best of us. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't have a talent in my, don't have a talent bone in my body, so I couldn't run out of talent. Anyhow, 5 down, a restart back in the hands of Colton Davis. He got a good start. Caught Berkeley sleeping just a little bit. 3 laps left to run, but here comes Berkeley down to the inside. He'll put the slider there. Oh, and Davis will look at the big wheel stand there by Berkeley. Man, he's really got that set up, driving up off the right rear.
Yeah, Berkeley is, I can't tell if that's what he wanted or if he's just doing the best he can with it, but a hell of a job driving that thing around here on 3 wheels and occasionally 2 for the better part of this race. And as we come around to get the white flag here, Brett, you think he's got anything for Colton Davis?
I think Colton Davis is going to be too strong for him here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Edens maybe try and slide it down into turn number 1 and 2. Your race leader, Colton Davis, for the final time through 3 and 4. Berkeley once again. He's really got the left front hiking up all the way around this tight little bull ring. Checkered flag is out. Heat race number 2 is complete. Colton Davis starts on pole and he finishes there. He gets the win. Just ahead of Joel Berkeley home in second. James Edens comes home third. Fourth is going to be Blake Cannon, and Chase McDermott gets the 5th and final transfer position. Just to confirm those five drivers now from heat race number 2, let's take a look at those results. It'll be Davis, Berkeley, Edens, Cannon, and McDermott. Everybody else through to a C and a B. So some alphabet soups coming up later on tonight. But the 3rd and final heat race of the night making their way out onto the circuit. Right now, Cole Cabry, the Swindle Speed Lab, going to start on pole. And he's outside. That'll be Brady Baldwin out of position number 2.
Inside of row number 2 is Indiana's Mason Hannigan, the little Hurricane, is outside, driving for David Hylam in the number 41 entry of Logan Ramsey.
Your 3rd row will look like this. Out of position number 5 for Swindle Speed Lab. It's the 00 of Kendall Tucker on his outside end. Car number 48 of William Yeager lines up position number 6.
Inside the young gun from Jeremy Isbell Motorsports Sim Sports, it's Ryland Gray in the 06 out of Indiana. Tis outside the, again, you called him a bona fide superstar earlier, and I'm inclined to agree with you, but he's got a ways to go in this heat race. It's Hayden Cardwell.
Starting position number 9 in car 67, that'll be Miles Jansen on his outside. Position number 10 of Ryan Bates.
Row number 6 is Dustin Hall in the 331 to his outside. Another guy who's a World Championship late model driver, but he's got his work cut out for him in this heat race. It's Carolina's Zach Mcswain in the 25.
All right, here we go. Cabry up against Baldwin. Then you go back to the little Hurricane, and a Hurricane in his own right. Logan Ramsey, green flag is out. Heat number 3, your 3rd and final heat. We go 3 wide. Look at Tucker working the bottom side. Hannigan right through the middle. Here comes Baldwin swooping around up on the top side. And look at that tender machine, the 7 of Hayden Cardwell. He is looking to wrap up about 3 or 4 of them in the space of less than a lap. But look at him roll the outside, and he'll go 3 wide again. You give the man an inch, he's going to take a mile.
Absolutely, Brett. Hayden Cardwell is hooked up, and he's running probably a full lane higher than almost anybody else on the racetrack. As you see Brady Baldwin try to get up there and run in front of him. He can't keep it off the wall, though. Cardwell's got a chance to look inside. He's going to take that chance right through the middle of the racetrack. That car is set up absolutely perfectly, and he is looking hooked up and headed to the front.
Yeah, talk about a kid that can literally drive anything, and he is literally driving the wheels off. And Hayden Cardwell caught the wall out of turn number 2, and he managed to gather it back in before Logan Ramsey moves around the outside on Brady Baldwin. He'll shut the door down into turn number 3. Baldwin into the wall. Now here comes Hannigan. Hannigan around along with Tucker. We may be going yellow. And Brady Baldwin got away with that one.
Absolutely, he did. And if there's anybody that's probably happy to see that caution, it's Hayden Cardwell. That's going to bunch the field back up and give him a chance to work some more magic and get to the front here.
All right, wicked cushion instant replay coming out. Just keep an eye on the 7. There he is. Gets the concrete wall. That car just bounces up and then comes down the racetrack just a little bit. But by that time, Hannigan's already carrying so much more speed. And, just caught the left rear there. And nearly synchronized between Kendall Tucker and Mason Hannigan. Oh, who is that coming through? That is Dustin Hall in the 331 machine. He took a big ride as well.
Well, that's the one that makes the YouTube highlights. He's still flipping.
Well, thankfully, it's virtual, so we doesn't have to worry about paying the repair bills on that car. Lights are out. Cole Cabry, the Swindle Speed Lab, going to pick up the pace here into turn number 3. This is heat race number 3 here at the Ascors Down Under Graphics Midget Series. We're back underway. And it's going to be Cabry. Look at Cardwell trying to keep that car down the bottom side of the racetrack. Probably not ideal, but now he gets a good run down the back stretch. Look at the drive he gets, and now with a slide job, but Cabry back to the inside. And now you throw in Logan Ramsey as well. This could be an absolute entertaining couple of laps.
Oh, we've got 2 to go here as they work down the back straightaway. Cardwell somehow making 4 feet off of the bottom all the way around a functional racing line here at Kokomo. Never seen anything like it in my life. That kid's driving the wheels off of this thing. He throws the slider. Can't quite make it stick in front of Cabry, but he's got one more corner. He's got that high side. He looks to cut down hard to the inside. They're going to have a drag race to the line. It's close. Cabry got it. The real close race, Brett, I think, was second.
Yeah,
Ramsey might have snuck in there and got that one.
Can confirm Cardwell just got him now as he drove it down the racetrack. We'll take a look here in just a few moments' time. Your heat race number 3 results are showing up on your screen right now. Cabry gets the win ahead of Cardwell. Then you go back to just shy of a 10th of Logan Ramsey in 3rd. Miles Jansen 4th, and Ryland Gray rounds out the top 5. The likes of Hannigan, Tucker, Baldwin, Hall, Mcswain, they're all going to a C and a B. Let's take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. This is a C main. Yes, this is in fact an actual C main. So these drivers will transfer to a B main. Charlie Butcher starts on pole in car number 96 on the outside of your front row. That'll be Ryan Bates, position number 2.
Inside of row number 2 is the 93 of Reid Brosher out of California. To his outside, the number 10 of Alex McCullough.
We just seen him then. Brady Baldwin for SM Sim Sports will start position number 5. The 19 of Leproud will start position number 6.
Inside of row number 4 is Carolina's Jimmy Mullis in the 46. To his outside, Dustin Hall in the 331 entry.
Then we go back to position number 9. That'll be the 69 of Stephen Moore on his outside. In position number 10, car 22 of Cody Welker.
Zach Mcswain inside row number 6. He's got a long way to go to make the B main, let alone the A. To his outside from the Great Wide North, Canada's Blake Nier in the 14. And shotgun on the field, the number 30 entry of Michael Spengler.
All right, looking at our top 4, going to transfer from your C main into the back of the B. Now, this C main is scheduled for, I believe, 12 laps. Top 4 to the B, and then the B main going to be 15 laps with the top 9 transferring. So we'll see what happens here, but here we go. C main action, 12 laps on the board. We are green, and look at them already going 2 and 3 wide, down through 1 and 2. Mccullum up on the inside of Ryan Bates. Bates has it down into turn number 3 as Brady Baldwin now looks to get by Leproud for that 3rd and 4th position.
Bates holds on to the lead off of turn 4. He'll lead lap number 1. Alex McCullum looks very fast in this C main. He's getting great runs down the back straightaway. You see another one there as he powers into 2nd. Brady Baldwin, Leproud, now Dustin Hall in the mix for that final transfer spot as McCullum gets into the wall.
Yeah, Dustin Hall moves into 3rd. 4th is now Alex McCullum. He is right on the bubble. If you're not in the top 4, it is time to pack it up and get ready for next week, round number 3. But here comes Leproud in the number 19 machine. He started in position number 6. Keep an eye on Cody Welker as well. He's advanced 4 positions as well. Leproud gets up over the right rear there of Alex McCullum. But McCullum doing a nice job. Meanwhile, Dustin Hall right now coming after Brady Baldwin.
Cody Welker starting to sneak his name into the hat for 4th place. Ryan Bates, Brady Baldwin, Dustin Hall, Alex McCullum, currently your top 4. They're starting to space out just a little bit as we get into the middle part of this race.
Yeah, just going back just a little further, Cody Welker in the number 22 machine. Startup position number 10. He's got Reid Brosher hot on his heels as well, but Brosher gets up into the wall. We may see a yellow here, as there is Michael Spengler, but there's Jimmy Mullis coming through. There's your leader down through turn number 3 and 4, right through the middle, just above the slick. 7 laps completed, and with just 5 laps left to run, time is starting to run out for the drivers outside of your top 4.
Staying green despite the big accident over there in turn 4. He managed to get him out of the racing area, and it's all Ryan Bates up front. Brady Baldwin has also looked very fast. The top 4 starting to file out. 5th place Leproud is running out of real estate if he's going to make a move happen and get into this B main.
Oh, what can Leproud do? He's about 2 car lengths away from Alex Mccullum, watching Dustin Hall. Brady, Baldwin and Ryan Bates on screen right now as they come into turn number 3 and 4. They'll get the pop skill sticks are out. 2 laps left to run. Here in your C-Main, the Ascals down under graphics. Round number 2 here at Kokomo, coming off a fantastic showing last week at Lernerville. They're backing it up here at Kokomo. We are yellow just as we're coming to the stripe, meaning a green-white checker is upon us.
Oh, a little bit of free racing for the folks at home, Brett. All right. I like Baldwin's chances now that he's going to have the field bunched back up. I look for him to definitely start trying to throw a haymaker. I think he was content to ride that one out, but now, you've got to sit here and think you've got a chance. You might as well throw your best punch.
Well, again, he's only got 2 laps to do it, and again, do you take a chance to get the win from second, or do you just sit back there in second and hopefully the guys in third and fourth are just going to sort of play nice and just get into the B main, because it's not like what we see on a Sunday night where we see 3 B mains and only the top 2 go through. This is a C main where these top 4 drivers, they've got to run a 15-lap B main as well.
That is a valid point, Brett. For me, I think that track position is starting to show itself to be very important here at Kokomo, and every spot you earn in this race you get to take with you. As Ryan Bates takes the green flag, it's a hell of a restart. He is off to the races. I think Baldwin might have got played a little bit there, and that's going to be problems for him. We'll see if he can catch back up as they come down the back straightaway here for the white flag. But it looks like Ryan Bates is going to win this one comfortably. The battle for third is definitely on. Baldwin throws the slide job. I don't think he's got enough. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make that one stick in turn 1 and 2. Let's see if he's got anything in 3 and 4. He's going to have to drive it in there real hard. Slides up the racetrack. Oh, no. That's not what you want to see at all. They're just bedlam down the front straightaway.
Yeah,
we'll have to go to the UDTV the UDTV race summary screen and see where everybody landed, because what a mess it was as they came to the start-finish line.
It really didn't need to be thrown, to be honest. I mean, he's sitting in second. He had no pressure from behind, but let's take a look at those C-Main results. Dustin Hall, your winner, ahead of Alex Mccullum, who gets second. Ryan Bates scrapes home for third, and Brady Baldwin gets the 4th and final transfer position from the C into the B. Unfortunately, 5th on back, Brian Leproud here with the first car to miss out, ahead of Cody Welker, Blake Nier, Jimmy Mullis, Stephen Moore, Reid Brosher, Charlie Butcher, Michael Spengler, and Zach Mcswain. Your B-Main cars up on the racetrack right now. Let's take a look at how they line up here with your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. David Krikorian will start on pole when he's outside. Rusty Kruger lines up position number 2.
Inside of row number 2 is the Swindle Speed Labs entry of Carolina's Kendall Tucker in the double aught. To his outside, Daniel Gow out of Australia in the 022.
Cody Gray in caliber 04 will start position number 5 for Black Diamond Motorsports. The 01, the Little Hurricane, Mason Hannigan, position number 6.
California's Davey Scoville rolls off 7th inside of row number 4 in the 94 machine. To his outside, another California driver, the 23 of J.D. Laird.
William Yeager in car 48 will start position number 9. The Good Squad Racing 21, Raleigh Emig will start position number 10.
Inside of row number 6 is the 331, your C-Main winner, Dustin Hall. To his outside, the 10 of Alex Mccullum.
Then we go back to Ryan Bates in position number 13 and Brady Baldwin for SM Simsports lining up position number 14. 15 laps on the board, top 9 going through to this one, Zach, or top 9 from this B-Main going through to our 30-lap main event. Looking forward to that one happening here in a few moments' time where green flag is out. Krikorian gets on the gas. Look at Tucker already working on the inside down into turn number 1 and 2. And here comes Kruger sweeping back up around the outside. Swindle Speed Lab drivers first and second. We are yellow.
Well, that didn't take long to get hairy at all. These are guys who absolutely don't want to go home. 9 spots on the line here in the A-Main, but you definitely want to get as much track position as you can. As we talked about, you can see the inside line really slicked over. The outside up near the wall is starting to a little bit in a couple places around this racetrack. It's definitely going to get interesting as the night goes on as we look at our Wicked Cushion instant replay.
It's just like the rear end there of, I believe that is Daniel Gow there in that all black car. It is the 22, just sort of moved up That rear end just got into the right rear, got into the left rear on Mason Hannigan's machine. And again, obviously not intentional, but again, we'll slow this down, just down to the bottom of your screen there. Gow sliding up. And yeah, the right rear certainly catches the left rear. And unfortunately for Mason Hannigan, he goes around, he'll go to the back of the bus, and he's still got a fair bit of time to make something happen here as we're about to go back green this time by.
Bright side is he's only got to get 5 spots back. Krikorian up on the cushion, leading into the green flag. He turns hard down the racetrack to take the green. It's Krikorian, Kruger, Kendall, Tucker way down on the bottom. He's looking in the slick for some traction, slides up the racetrack just a little bit. Can't make it stick for first or second as his teammate Kruger gets back by him. Runs through the middle of 3 and 4. It's David Krikorian out front, holding on.
Yeah, Tucker found something there through the middle of turn number 3 and 4, but then again, Kruger got a little washed up, out of shape. Cody Gray now moves up to position number 3. Then you go back to Kruger, Gow, Scoville, Yeager, Emig, and JD Laird rounding up the top 9. Dustin Hall trying to put a move there as we go 3 wide down into turn number 1 and 2 right now. JD Laird has got the final transfer spot, not for long, because there goes Alex Mccullum. Mccullum slides up, and here comes Laird back to the inside. That's your battle for the final transfer position.
It's absolute chaos back here in the back of the field. Alex Mccullum trying to go from the C main all the way to the big show. He's up to 9th, but he's got his hands full as Mason Hannigan, the little hurricane, is earning his nickname hard around the outside. He's up to 10th, looking for a spot as we've got a car in the wall in turn 1, and yellow is out.
Here we had one car turned around. I believe that was Raleigh Emig. And the number 20 scored as a 21 machine. Let's take a look. Wicked cushion. Instant replay. And then looks like it was Emig and Daniel Gow once again. So Emig Gow just got a little crossed up there. And that sent Emig around. And Daniel Gow, does he save this one? I don't think he did. I think he got hard into those concrete wall, and the tyres may have just saved him. No, he done well to save that one.
Yeah, he held on to that somehow. I am baffled by the fact that he didn't wind up in the exit lane over there at the entrance turn 1 that takes you out of this out of the racing area and into the pits. But look at who has taken the lead on that last lap. Last man to cross the start-finish line first under green is Kendall Tucker, the Swindle Speed Labs driver. And we talked about Hayden Cardwell as a guy who can wheel just about anything. Definitely put Kendall Tucker on that list as well. He is a very competitive driver in almost anything he gets behind the wheel of here on iRacing.
You can say that about James Edens as well. I mean, there's probably a good 5 to 10 drivers that anything you put them on dirt, one way or another, they're going to be up near the front of the field. Here we go. 6 laps in the books, 9 laps left to run in this B main. And we quickly go back to yellow here. And, oh no, this is poor old Mason Hannigan again and Dustin Hall. Let's take a look. Wicked cushion, instant replay coming at you.
So back here in the back of the field, Hannigan itching, just ready to go. Looks like Hall kind of... Oh, no, yeah, there we go. Hannigan did not get a great restart, and he just gets collected.
Yeah, look, it's just... it's unfortunate, but... I don't know why he was hanging back that far back. Maybe just trying to get speed up, trying to get that car turned in. Anyhow, nonetheless, that sort of stuff, it does happen, especially here at a track like Kokomo. It's way different to what you'd see, like a Knoxville or Eldora.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit earlier. You can see as you watch where the field's running now as they take these caution laps, you can see there is some banking to the track. There's kind of a little hill you can drive down in the middle of 3 and 4 almost, because the bottom of this track down where it's slicked off, you can see through 1 and 2, is absolutely flat. And so you can get a good run down the hill and pick up a little bit extra speed, and it lengthens that front straightaway off, as you see Tucker do right there.
Now we got another car around out of turn number 4. And I'll tell you who it is. I believe it might have been William Yeager. I think we're just a similar sort of thing happening right now. Drivers are getting desperate. Look, just sort of hanging back here, but he gets... you could definitely fit another almost 2 cars in there. You definitely fit one, and I think that was... It's been scored as the 94. Davey Scoville actually tagged the back of him. And that was William Yeager.
looked like Yeager trying to turn down the banking there on the restart and give himself a little more acceleration as you head down into turn 1. And Scoville there was not interested in waiting around for him to make that turn. He was going to power around the outside. And unfortunately, those two philosophies don't play well when they're that close to each other.
All right, lap number 8 coming up. 7 laps in the books. 8 to run. Here we go. We're going to restart this B main once again. I think Cody Gray may have a penalty just because he passed on the inside of David Krikorian. But again, that was Krikorian actually getting tight. Again, off those restarts. So hard if you haven't got your car set up. So hard to get these cars turned, especially as they come out of turn number 4. We're back under yellow.
Caution's out, and they're giving the spot to Cody Gray right now. Unfortunately, we don't have race control in our headsets, to my knowledge, to be able to hear what's going on or if there is a penalty there as we go to the Wicked Cushion instant replay here. As you see Alex McCullum there, and I believe that's David Gow. Daniel Gow, excuse me. He just gets a little loose over there as this track starts to dry out and slick off. You definitely takes a lot more throttle control as the evening wears on.
Yeah, one thing these drivers do have to contend with is that outside ball. If you decide to be game and try and put your right rear up there, because right where that Kokomo sign is, that the wall actually comes back into the racetrack just a little bit, and 1 and 2 is way different than what 3 and 4 is. 3 and 4, you can hold the throttle wide open more than what you can in 1 and 2. And again, that's just due to the tightness of the racetrack in 1 and 2. But drivers are going to be careful as well on that running that inside line. Those tyres and those U tyres can tell you firsthand they do not move no matter how hard you hit them.
Yeah, the U tires are firmly planted there on the inside of turn number 1 and 3 and 4 as well. But you've also got that berm to contend with if you drive off into the 1 and 2 real hard. So we see Kendall Tucker come to the green flag. He is high, wide, and handsome. Cody Gray down around the bottom trying to make that line work, and he's not doing a bad job of it. He gets a great run off of 1 and 2, really wheeling around the bottom here. We'll see what he's got at the line. Credit the lap to Kendall Tucker as we are under yellow once again.
Yeah, I believe that was Scoville and William Yeager once again just coming together there in turns 3 and 4. Tell you what, it takes a fine art to not only run the top but also run the bottom. With the way that these cars sort of run, we'll just sort of go on board right now. We'll just sort of watch, try and get a good look at this racetrack. You can see how slick it is right now. There isn't all that much left on the all the way over the racetrack. There's a grip line right where Kendall Tucker's rolling right through there. But again, you have to hit that lap after lap, and then you contend with how slick the front stretch is. Look at how look at the gloss that just comes off it.
Oh yeah, if you never walked on a dirt track after a night of racing, especially one like Kokomo, clay tracks like this, it slicks off. It's like ice skating. I mean, it is physically slick just to walk on. As you see Tucker take the green flag, drive down the track, and you can see he is wheeling, trying to turn the car left across the slick.
As we continue to stay on board with Kendall Tucker just for a moment to get a lap around Kokomo. You just seen peeking to the left of your screen there was Cody Gray. Cody Gray was doing a nice job running the bottom side again. We've seen sort of Cardwell do it there a couple of times during that heat race, but right now it's all Kendall Tucker. I tell you what, Cody Gray, he's driven from 5th up to 2nd. And you know he's not done with just yet because he wants to come after one of the world's best in Kendall Tucker. This is your battle for the race. Then again, top 9 go through. Tucker on the top side, Gray on the inside. They come to the stripe this time by a 4. Oh, Cody Gray, no yellow because he's on the grass and he's just exited out. So, now we're yellow. And you got to feel for Cody Gray.
Yeah, you hate it. He's running the same line that David Heilman ran in the Super Late Model World of Thunder race here on Sunday. Way down there on the bottom of the racetrack, somehow making that work lap after lap. But those tires, kind of like the bank at Lernerville, they'll bite you.
All right, we can cushion instant replay. In fact, it was Dustin Hall coming together, and there's Brady Baldwin crashing there after the yellow as well. So that's one of 2 crashes that the reason why the yellow flag has shown itself once again. Green-white checker coming out to finish us up here Lights are still on the pace truck. We should be green. Not this time by, but the following time by. Lights should turn off. And I got to say, how about Alex Mccullum? From position 12 to second.
Just quietly picking people off. And Alex Mccullum really showing what he's made of to come all the way up through the C main. And now he's running second. Pretty well locked into a spot, barring some kind of calamity here. Kendall Tucker bunches the field back up, looks for the green flag. Great restart from him. Early restart over there in turn 3. But if Barney the iRacing flagman's okay with it, then I guess we are too. Tucker looks good up there on the outside line. McCullum's going to have a challenge from Kokori, and it looks like Rusty Kruger not to be counted out just yet. He has fought his way all the way back up there, running that outside line with Tucker. There's 2 Swindle Speed Lab drivers. We get the white flag.
Yeah, 1 to run right now for Kendall Tucker, leading down the backstretch for the final time into turn number 3 and 4. Remember, folks, it's the top 9 that go through. Your winner is going to be Kendall Tucker. He will get the job done. Alex Mccullum from 12th up to 2nd. And the second time he finds himself 2nd in a preliminary main event, but he will go through to the show along with Rusty Kruger, JD Laird. JD Laird home in 4th position. William Yeager rounds out the top 5. David Krikorian 6th. Mason Hannigan finishes 7th. Raleigh Emig for Goon Squad Racing comes home 8th and 9th. For SM Sim Sports, it's going to be Brady Baldwin. So the 5 drivers that miss out from the B main: Davey Scoville, Ryan Bates, Dustin Hall, Cody Gray, and Daniel Gow. We'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV and come back in just a few moments' time. You are watching the Ascors Down Under Graphics round number 2 here at the Kokomo Speedway. The Midgets series are live right here on Ultimate Dirt TV and Facebook. We'll take a quick break and come back on the other side of this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV's coverage here of the Ascors Down Under Graphics Midgets Series, round number 2 here at the Kokomo Speedway. Brett Wheeler joined along by Zach Newton. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting group with Paul Mancini and Colton Davis. That'll be row 1.
Cole Cabry in the 12, Adam Elby in the 71, make up row number 2.
Joel Berkeley and Hayden Cardwell will start positions 5 and 6.
7th, inside of row number 4 is Lewis Hewitt, your quick qualifier. To his outside, starting 8th, the second quick qualifier of James Edens.
Logan Ramsey will start position 1, and Alex Rupert out of position number 10.
Swindle Speed Labs entry number 44, Georgia's Blake Cannon rolls off of the inside of row number 6. Miles Jansen in the 67 rolls off 12th.
Tyler Ducharme and Chase McDermott will start in row 7.
Inside of row number 8 is Rylan Gray, the Indiana kid for Jeremy Isabel Racing. To his outside, the 00 Swindle Speed Labs, Kendall Tucker.
Alex Mccullum will start position 17. Rusty Kruger out of position 18.
JD Laird and William Yeager roll off 19th and 20th, making up row number 10.
Row 11, David Krikorian, Mason Hannigan.
And last row on the field, Riley Emig and Brady Baldwin.
It's time to get set. Round number 2 here. It's time to get dirty for 30 as Paul Mancini and Cole Cabry will lead us down into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be Joel Berkeley having the lead momentarily. 3 wide. Cabry up on the inside. Look at Adam Elby work on the top side. Berkeley back to the inside. It's going to be Mancini at the line and we are yellow. Man, Zach, what a race there in the opening lap there. What?
Yeah, you know that... The blimp shot from the end of introductions, you can see the cars fan out, and then just all hell broke loose. I think we think Mancini was in first. Adam Elby was up there. Joel Berkeley was up there at one point. I think there were 5 different guys that led between the start-finish line and turn 2.
All right, so again, we are not counting caution laps. So for the first 5 or 6 laps, you're going to see the ticker up on the top left, the laps. It is going to show that they are counting. But I can confirm, once we get to about lap, I think it goes back to around the 5 or 6 mark, even 4, it'll actually roll itself back. So again, we are not counting the caution laps here tonight as we get set to make our way out of turn number 4. It's going to be Paul Mancini. Look at Colton Davis now getting a good start here. We're back underway in tonight's main event.
Well, Davis gets a great restart. He's going to look to the inside of Mancini down the back straightaway. Cole Cabry pushes up to second. Adam Elby's up there on the high side with him. Davis throws a slider to no avail. He gets crossed back over. Boy, the timing and scoring ticker is just losing its mind right now, and I'm right there with it. You see the 2 tender entries. Joe Berkeley toting the left front around the bottom. Hayden Cardwell up on the cushion to the outside. Cardwell is going to push for the lead to the inside of Cole Cabry.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, 3 wide for the race lead. Keep an eye on Berkeley up on the inside again. He's really got that car set up. Look at Adam Elby now, work on the top side. So Berkeley and Cardwell. It's Swindle Speed Lab drivers at the moment up against the Slick Sim Sport entries, first, second, and third V4 right now. Cabry's got his hands full. Well, you'd think he's on a Tinder date right now. He's stuck in the middle of a Berkeley and Cardwell sandwich.
Well, it's like being on a Tinder date and running into your ex, Brett. He's doing everything he can, the poor kid. Cole Cabry runs up high to block Cardwell. We are under yellow. I'll tell you, when I saw Joel Berkeley carrying the front end the way he's been carrying it, I thought that maybe he had just missed the setup. But the way he's running this, it's like he knew that the bottom was going to slick over, and he is just toting that thing right around the inside of this racetrack.
And I'll tell you what, he's not done with just yet, because keep an eye on that number 9 machine sitting in second position right now. But what about this race up front? Cabry, Berkeley, Cardwell, Elby. I mean, now you throw in Ducharme as well for Slick Sim Sports. So 2 teams, and probably 2 teams that are well known on the iRacing service, Slick Sim Sports and Swindle Speed Lab. Well, they own the first 5 positions in this main event, and there's still probably at least other 3 or 4 drivers that are sort of making their way through the field or even up inside the top 10. Like you look at Edens and Cannon, they're Swindle Speed Lab drivers. They're running 9th and 10th as well. So again, these drivers, to win one of these races, you know it's going to be a tough race to contend with.
Yeah, you've got some of the best drivers in the world on just about any car on dirt here in this one. Cabry takes the green flag in the middle of turn 4, drives hard down the front straightaway. Great restart for Cabry that time. Berkeley and Cardwell are side by side. You see Berkeley right down around the bottom. He hits the tire and somehow keeps it rolling. The fact that he hit that tire and didn't flip is amazing. But look out, just behind him is Tyler Ducharme trying to run that bottom line as well.
Well, look at the way that those 2 cars are reacting. Berkeley's looks like he's as loose. Looks like he's really picking up the left front. You see it there on shot, but you see Tyler Ducharme behind him. That car gets very, very tight. Meanwhile, here comes a battle for the race lead. Here he comes, Hayden Cardwell to the middle of the racetrack. 3 wide again. Cabry around the outside, and we are yellow just as we get to 3 wide.
I feel like we're getting robbed right there, man. Cardwell tried to throw the slider, but he didn't push all the way up the racetrack, gave Cabry plenty of room, and that let him power back around the outside. And you saw Berkeley on the inside get a great run on Cardwell. He powered back, and it was like the cream filling fell out of the Oreo.
All right, well, 3rd caution of the night on lap number 9. So still 21 to go, so not quite there. We're a lap away from being 1/3 of the race distance complete. And again, just that these guys sort of get into their grooves up front, they find themselves in a rhythm and they get ready to do battle 2 and 3 wide for the race lead. It just comes unstuck. Hopefully that these drivers, and this is a tricky racetrack, and even more so when it gets slick like this, drivers, they want to be aggressive, but they want to find the most moisture on the racetrack, and to do it, well, especially at a racetrack like this, it can get very, very tough.
Yeah, you can, even as big and wide as Kokomo is, you can run out of real estate very quick when you put 24 guys out there. As we see Cabry come up, take the green flag, he's going to get a hard run down turn number 4. And we see, we're already back under yellow. That didn't take long at all.
And I believe that was Miles Jansen. And I can look, rather than assume, let's just take a look at the wicked cushion instant replay. I'm assuming that he's going to get hit from behind, just like we've seen a couple of times during those B mains. Can keep an eye on the car on. I was going to say keep an eye on the car on screen. Oh, he just got into the back of McDermott, and well, there he goes, upside down. Does he get back on all fours? Nope, his night's done.
Yeah, you saw those 5 or 6 cars bunch up there, and when you're the guy at the end of that, if you're trying to go, you can't check up, especially when this track's as slick as it is. There's nothing for the tires to grab when you try to stop.
Pace truck is in. Cabri. We are officially, once we go back to green, 1/3 of the race distance complete for our feature event here in the Ascors down on the graphics Thursday Night Thunder Midgets Series round number 2 here at Kokomo. We're back underway. Cardwell and Cabri come together. Cardwell saves it. Now Berkeley moves into second, and here comes Berkeley now looking for the race leaders. Here comes Adam Elby working the top side. That's Cardwell. He's fallen back to 5th position.
Cabri took a hard gamble thinking Cardwell would go inside, and he absolutely got it right. You see Cardwell drops all the way back to 5th. Berkeley still looking around the bottom like a catfish down there trying to find some mud to sit around in the bottom of the river all day. Cabri out front, though. If he gets a good run off this corner, he's going to be a problem if Berkeley can't run the high side and catch him. Berkeley, though, looks like he's got the lead. He slides up the racetrack into 3 and 4. I didn't see the position take place, but we're back under yellow. Benefit Cole Cabri.
Yeah, they'll go back to the last recorded lap, and, well, strike 1 for Berkeley. Cabri going to get that position back, and you've got to wonder, now, does Cabri, does he play the defense game? Does he take the line away from Berkeley and leave Berkeley to run the top? There's a whole lot of questions that have really got to get put into the mind here of the driver of number 12. And just look at him going down there just to see what is down there. Maybe, again, these questions that pop into your head, and if you're out in front like that, if you get past on the bottom side with how slick the track is, Zach, would you take the chance at going down there, or would you stay back up the top side?
You know, if I'm Cole Cabri, I think I got to keep running the high side. You can see, especially over there in 3 and 4, that's where the last little bit of moisture is on the racetrack. I can't, Berkeley has done such a good job running the bottom, but if you're Cole Cabri and you haven't really run down there nearly as much as Berkeley has, if your car's not set up to run down there, you're going to run into problems. You can get real loose real easy or collect one of those tractor tires as Cabri brings him to the green flag.
All right, here we go. Lap number 12 is officially in the books. We start lap 13 of 30. Cabri goes back to the top shelf and back to yellow.
Yeah, these restarts have been a real problem for these guys. It's wild that the double file start at the beginning seemed to go smoother than these single file starts do.
And I think just for the fact that obviously single file restarts, by the time the driver that gets to restart out in front, Cole Cabri, if I'm anywhere from 10th on back, it's just a real nightmare, because if he goes in the middle of turn number 3 and 4, depending on where you are on the racetrack, and I'll use the likes of Brady Baldwin in 22nd position, that driver might just be only coming out of turn number 2. So you've got to think, you've got to wait for those 20 other cars in front of you to go before you can go, because you don't want to pass on the inside, because if you pass on the inside here on iRacing, it gives you a black flag. This track is already tricky enough as it is when it comes to not only passing, but try not to pass that car on the inside. If they decide to go high, if you get the run down the bottom, you don't want to take that chance. You don't want to take that chance at getting a black flag.
No, it is one of the challenges you have to overcome here. To Cabri's credit, I harp on a lot of guys who jump restarts in iRacing, but he's done a good job of at least getting almost to what would be considered turn 4 over there by the Kokomo sign as he takes the green flag and gets on the loud pedal, runs the low line. He's going to get down there and probably try to make things inconvenient for Berkeley, at least as much as he can. However, Berkeley's getting such a good run off of turn 1 and 2, I don't think he can make it stick. You see LB get a little bit loose as he comes through turn 3, and we are back under yellow once again. Just shy of halfway.
Yeah, and that yellow just came just before Berkeley came across the start-finish line. He actually would have been in front had they probably got the yellow in turn number 1. But unfortunately for Berkeley, just things aren't falling his way at the moment. Cole Cabri, got to be thanking his lucky stars. How many times so far I'm counting sort of 3, 4, even 5 times he's sort of been passed, but only to be saved by the yellow. Surely Lady Luck has got to run out for Cole Cabry.
Well, you would think it's a possibility. I'm inclined to believe that if anybody's cursing in his headset right now, it's definitely Joel Berkeley. He's had, I think, the car to beat all of a sudden here in this A main, and he just hasn't been able to make something stick for long enough to get scored as the leader to benefit from one of these caution flags.
All right, well, let's see what happens here. Berkeley, it's Cabry, Berkeley, Elby, Ramsey, and Cardwell. Going back to green this time by. There's a little bit of a later start there from Cabry. As he comes, that is Ramsey up on the inside on Adam Elby, but look at Berkeley working the low side. Keep an eye on that 41 machine. And look at Blade Cat on the top side. Where's Cabry gone? Berkeley's going to have the lead at the halfway stage, and even now if we go yellow, Berkeley's going to be credited as your race leader.
Berkeley finally takes the lead, and Logan Ramsey is coming to the front as well. He's in third place, running the bottom. Blake Cannon on the high side in fourth place. Cole Cabry got a little cute, I think, on the restart, and wound up burning him. He got out of sorts over there in turn one, but he gets a great run, and we are back under caution.
Yes, this is
that run not important.
Yeah, no, this race, again, this racetrack, with how difficult, how small it is, I guess the only other track you could compare it to would probably be Fairbury at the moment. Chili Bowl, you don't have the grass here on the inside, obviously. Eldora, Volusia, they're all big wide tracks. Charlotte, I mean, almost want to say Limaland as well, but
I think Limaland, the banking extends down a little bit farther.
Yeah.
You know, it's banked from top to bottom, whereas here you've got, you know, that flat that you're digging into down there on the bottom, and then you've got a decent amount of banking, especially for cars that are this small as you head up the racetrack there. There's not really anything like it. I'm curious to see what the arrival of Weed Sport Speedway, how people adapt to that, because that turn one is going to be a pickle for folks, let me just tell you.
All right, we'll just see as the pace truck pulls in. Brady Baldwin is already back on pit road, so we're looking at still 20 cars, at least 20 or 21 cars left on the racetrack with 13 laps remaining. Berkeley gets us underway. Cabry goes to the top shelf. Logan Ramsey works to the inside. Logan Ramsey will have second down the back stretch, but that's for it to count. He's going to come past the start-finish line in second, and he does. And look at him just catfishing around the bottom and following your race leader. Look at Edens as well, trying to make it on the bottom side. But here comes Cannon now with a good run on the top, following his teammate of Cabry.
Got to be a little concerned that the top side seems to be fading. There's something happening down there on the bottom that I can't quite explain. You've got two guys running in the slick in Berkeley and Ramsey, but when the track, it seems like they're running lower maybe down the straightaways and kind of avoiding that and still finding a little bit of moisture down there around the bottom. And that's letting them get good drives, good traction. You see Cabry's going to try that low line. He's going to leave Cannon in fourth place up around the high side. Cannon gets a great run off of two. They're side by side into 3 and 4. And it looks like Cannon's bringing Hayden Cardwell back with him.
Yeah, it'll only be a matter of time before you see the likes of Cannon and Cardwell catch up to your race leaders. I'll make that 8 and a bit to run. It'll be 8 laps to run this time by. Out of turn number 4 for Joel Berkeley. Can he get the win? Here in round number 2, the scores down on the graphics. Midgets series. I'll tell you what, heat race distance away. And he's looking at about 1.6 seconds back to Cannon and Cardwell. Yellow flag flies, and is that the yellow that Berkeley wanted?
I don't know if Berkeley wanted a yellow or not. I think that, you know, he seems to have figured out the fastest way around the racetrack, and Logan Ramsey's doing all that he can to keep up. But keeping up is not how you win races. You got to pass a guy.
Yeah, Ramsey in the 41 machine, just sitting pretty at the moment, obviously maybe just waiting for these final 5 laps to then make a move on the top side, because Ramsey's proved time and time again that he's not afraid to get upstairs and put that right rear on the cushion. And if it's working right now for the likes of Blake Cannon and Hayden Cardwell, well, I mean, it can work for Logan Ramsey as well. There's no denying the fact that the kid can drive. Well,
the trouble is just the nature of this racetrack. you can see how wide it is from the fact that when we're watching the live shot of a guy running the cushion, you completely lose the inside of the racetrack. The difference in distance for cars of this size, it definitely adds up. So even though you can hammer down as we get back to this restart, even though you can hammer down around the outside, it's really tough to keep up with a guy who's got a great run off the bottom.
All right, back underway with 7 to run. You see Cannon and Cardwell go straight to the top side into turn number 1 and 2. Cannon around the outside of Cole Cabry, now coming after Logan Ramsey. Tell you what, those bottom cars are going to be careful, because if Berkeley makes a mistake, there is just a whole tail of cars following him down on the bottom side. Ramsey nearly made the pass on the inside into turn number 1 and 2. Here he comes, here they come, I should say, Cannon and Cardwell. They may have just found something here, because right now, with 5 to run, they are winding themselves up on the top. But these yellows, man, now they're starting to play into the hands of Joel Berkeley.
And you see Berkeley kind of exploring the high side there, maybe figuring out if he's going to have to go up and try to block Cardwell and Cannon as they're coming around the outside. We're going to see some shenanigans here towards the end of this one. I can feel it in my bones, Brett. There's definitely something coming. You're going to see Berkeley have to go high, maybe. You're going to see some sliders, some guys driving in real hard and trying to get underneath him on the entry to the turn. This is going to get spicy here with 3 to go.
All right, well, tell you what, let's find out what happens here on this restart. Wait for the pace truck to move in, so 2 to green right now. And I wonder, did we go back to lap 26? We might go back to 26, so... we're going to go and put 4 laps back up on the board. Again, this restart so crucial for the likes of Berkeley, because he needs to get a good start. Ramsey, he needs to go with him. He cannot hang back any further. If you give Berkeley a 10th, you're not going to pull that back up on him in 4 laps without Berkeley making the mistake. Here we go, 4 laps left to run in this main event here, round number 2, and there a good start from Berkeley. Meanwhile, Cardwell gets by Cannon again. Do you wonder if a penalty comes out for passing on the inside? Not our business to say yes or no, as Cardwell runs a slider line down into turn number 3 and 4. He gets tight. It's Berkeley with 3 to run.
Yeah, it's all Berkeley up front. We've got another yellow flag. It looks like you can't get any kind of momentum started. If I'm Logan Ramsey, I hate this, because I can't spend enough time under green flag to try to pick my spot to attack. It's a 2-lap run, and then we bunch back up. Berkeley jumps out on the restart, and I'm just back here stuck.
Yeah, I mean, and even then, if Ramsey gets by Berkeley, if it happens in turns 1 and 2, and then the yellow comes out of turn 4, they have to wind it back to the last recorded lap with the way they started the way they crossed the start-finish line. I mean, it's a good thing if you're Joel Berkeley, or the driver that gets past and you have to go back to your original position. I mean, there's, you take the good with the bad. It's just, it's part of racing.
If you're Logan Ramsey, it's not just about making the move; it's about timing it. Now you've got Hayden Cardwell in your rear view mirror there, and Cardwell is always a guy who's thinking, how can I get from here to first? And if there's a guy who can find his way up there by some miracle, it'll be Hayden Cardwell.
Well, he fell back to what I think was about 5th or 6th position. But a green-white checker situation here. Round number 2 of the Ascors, down on the graphics. Midgets series. Looks like we're going around one more time. Race control just giving us a not going just yet. So just making sure that the lineup is correct. Blake Cannon has gone back to pit road, and he's out of the event, so he's going to be scored in 16th position. Lights go out this time by. You picking Berkeley to win this one from this close?
It's hard to argue with a guy who's been that fast and this smooth in these cars all night long. But yeah, I think the advantage is definitely in Joel Berkeley's hands as he takes the green flag here. With 28 complete, we come around. It'll be green-white checkers. Brett said Berkeley looks good around the bottom. He's going to stick to that. It looks like you dance with the one that brung you. That's rule number 1 at events like these. Rumsey's looking around the inside, but I don't think Rumsey's got anything for him. Meanwhile, you can see Hayden Cardwell shoot across the back of the frame there. I don't know if he's got enough time to get there. We get the white flag.
1 to run here at Kokomo Speedway. Round number 2 of the Ascors down on the graphics. Thursday Night Thunder Series into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4 for Slick Sim Sports. Joel Berkeley will be victorious here in the second round. Man, just for the fun of it, have a look at the strength of. It's not even going to show because it's in a league race. I thought it might have shown their I rating, but nonetheless, Joel Berkeley, he will get the win. And you know what's coming? I reckon some victory donuts are up here in just a few moments' time, and probably deserves a right to do them as well.
Oh yeah, no, Berkeley has absolutely earned a burnout or victory donuts or whatever he's feeling it. They took Brian Clausen Victory Lane out of the Kokomo track model here because people were using it as a ramp. But if there's a guy who defines parking it tonight, it is Joel Berkeley. Yeah. So here are your results for the Ascors Down Under Graphics Midgets Round 2 here at Kokomo. Joel Berkeley, your winner. Logan Ramsey second, Hayden Cardwell third, Tyler Ducharme and William Yeager round out your top 5. Back to Cole Cabry, who had a strong run but faded at the end. He finishes 6th. James Eden 7th, Alex Rupert 8th, Paul Mancini 9th, Riley Emig 10th. 11th goes to J.D. Laird, the Little Hurricane Mason Hannigan in 12th, Rusty Kruger 13th for Swindle Speed Lab. Lewis Hewitt in 14th, Chase McDermott 15th, Rylan Gray, the Indiana Kid in 16th, Alex McCullum and Blake Cannon go 17 and 18. 19th is Kendall Tucker, 20th Adam Elby, 21st David Krikorian, Colton Davis, Brady Baldwin, and Miles Jansen round out your field. Last place finisher, 22 laps down.
All right, well, I think it's time we go and chat to your winner. Here tonight for Slick Sim Sports in car number 9, it's Joel Berkeley. Joel, congratulations, you get the win here tonight, but man, I'm sure you would have loved some more green flag laps.
Yeah, look, I think when we're under green, I think that was a really good race, but bit of a shame with all the cautions. I know it's just maybe they don't work at Coco. It might be just one of them things. I think I don't know what all the crashes is for, but yeah, look, it is what it is, and well, it would have been nice to have more green flag racing because pretty sure that would have been one good race.
I'll tell you what, those first probably 10, 15 laps, you got by Cole Cabry there a couple of times, and obviously the yellow come back out and going back to the last recorded lap, put you back in second. Were you sort of getting frustrated at that point, and sort of had you keep your mind focused on the job at hand?
Yeah, look, I'll be lying if I said I didn't get frustrated with getting put back a couple of spots, but I knew Cole was around the top and I was on the bottom, so I was like, shouldn't be a big issue, just be able to race and see as fast where we are, and yeah, well, walked away with a win, which I guess bounces us back after a pretty horrible last week.
Well, look, there's still 10 weeks left in the season to go, so still plenty of time to make up some ground and good momentum going forward into next week. Joel, before we let you go, of course, congratulations on the victory. We'll throw the mic back to you one final time. Sponsors, shouts, all that good stuff, buddy. Who gets it done for you?
Yeah, look, was happy to get the win. Thanks to the guys at Slick Sim Sport, all they do. Everyone there, you for broadcast and JD for his hosting, and hopefully we can come back to Charlotte and I guess hopefully get a similar result and go one better than at MSL.
All right, there we go. Joel Berkeley there home in first place. Zach, you want to chat with our second place finisher here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely, Brett.
All right, here he is.
We've caught up with Logan Ramsey. Logan here in the broadcast booth with us. Logan, talk about the change in this racetrack over the course of the night. You know, you had guys running the cushion, you had guys running the middle, and then you and Berkeley seemed to find something on the bottom there. Did you think you had the car to get around him?
Yeah, it was through the middle most of the night, and then one of those restarts, I was going to try to slide LB, and we all just ran the bottom, and then I just ran the bottom the rest of the race.
Did you think you found something down there? What's it like driving in the slick around a track that's as flat as Kokomo is around the bottom? Is a lot of throttle control, a lot of wheel? Take us through that.
Yeah, you're on the brakes a lot of throttle control. You're like quarter throttle on the straightaway, if that.
Any sponsors or anything you want to shout out for us this evening?
Yeah, JD for putting up the league. You guys are broadcasting. 600cc performance, new than bar service. That's it.
Logan Ramsey comes home with a well-earned second-place finisher, and Brett Wheeler is caught up with third-place finisher Hayden Cardwell.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he would have loved to be 2 steps higher on where he is right now. But Hayden Cardwell, 3rd place finish here tonight. Boy, that was a real up and down type of race for you. Talk about how you're able to get back to 3rd.
Yeah, it was kind of frustrating there. I feel like if we had clean air on the top, we might could have had some for Joel there. He was just committed to the bottom. That's pretty much his keeper. That's pretty much he's better than anybody down here. But he just kind of got put back there on the restart there. Cole chopped me going pretty hard there in 1-2. I almost killed the whole field there. I spun out. Luckily, the caution didn't come out. But to get back up to 3rd and have 2 thirds on the season, it's pretty good. It's a good start. Long season here, but I think we could be close to the podium at the end of the point standing.
Well, no doubt over the next 10 weeks, I'm sure you're bound to find victory lane. But going back to these last sort of 10 laps, because you're following Cannon there for quite some time. You guys were coming on the top side. Yellows sort of kept coming into those last 10 laps. Was it frustrating, knowing that these yellows kept coming out and you guys weren't able to get into a rhythm up there?
Yeah, for sure. If we get more than a 2-lap green flag run, we can open up and try to actually pass people. But when you get these small runs of just 2 laps, 3 laps, you're just following the guy in front of you, trying to get your momentum built back up. So it's tough, but it is what it is. JD, he does a great job, and I look for the rest of the season to be a lot better than this was tonight.
Yeah, buddy, well, look, well done on yet another 3rd place finish here tonight, this time at Kokomo. Hayden, before we let you go, of course, sponsor shouts, all that good stuff, buddy. Who makes it happen for you?
Yeah, can't call the boys Slick Sim Sport for all they do. Jason Webb Racing, Vanderbilt Race Cars, Jennifer Hans for all she does. You guys for the broadcast, JD for the league, and anybody who helps me, it means a lot. I appreciate it.
All right, look forward to seeing you over the next 10 weeks, Hayden.
Thank you.
There we go, Hayden Cardwell there, home in 3rd place. And well, Zach, it wraps us up here at Kokomo. Another good night, some good racing here at Kokomo. But tell you what, looking forward to next week, where I think Joel said we're going to Charlotte. But your final thoughts before we end things here tonight?
Well, I had a great. It's my first midget race. We don't have a lot of midgets in Central Kentucky, a lot of this kind of racing, so it's always interesting to get to see new stuff. I had a blast with you as always, Brett. You and the UDTV guys put on a great show. Thanks to Ask Course for hosting this league, JD and all those guys. It's been a lot of fun. Hope to be back soon. All
right, again, that'll wrap us up here. Round number 2 of the Ascors Down Under Graphics Midget Series here from the Kokomo Speedway. Zach Newton joined alongside myself, Brett Wheeler. On behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, of course, I want to thank our sponsors, Wicked Cushion, World of Thunder Racing League, and Loud Pedal Productions. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's good night, and we'll see you soon.